Hey Aditya, what do you keep always talking about orgasm and ejaculation as different thing? It's so confusing, man. Aren't they the same thing? Well, Aditya, it's not that complicated. Orgasm is the feeling of pleasure without the loss of energy. Ejaculation is the release of semen with a lot of energy loss. Let me explain to you with few examples. Let's take the example of two bottles. Now, let's call this orgasm and this is ejaculation. You see, ejaculation, I've just poured some water and let us say that this water is semen, okay? And here you see this colored liquid which is called orgasm. Now, in case of ejaculation, if I spray, this water will come out, right? So that means in case of ejaculation, what comes out is semen. Now, in case of orgasm, it's not semen. This entire thing is filled with pleasure, good feeling, right? Good hormones. So if I spray this, this is going to spray this beautiful liquid. This is orgasm. Now, in a way, you are not like spraying good hormones, but the good hormones are released internally. One is an external release, one is an internal release. Orgasm is the release of good hormones internally, and ejaculation is the release of semen externally. External, internal. Other example can be of like a torch. Like if you see this torch, what happens in orgasm is you keep going like this, the torch turns on, off, on, off. This is orgasmic. But what happens if I keep the torch on for a long time? Eventually, it will drain the energy. It will take some time and it will drain the energy. Now, this happens in case of ejaculation. Your entire energy is drained. In case of orgasm, which is the multi-orgasm, the Taoist master teachers, they teach this way. You come here, again go back. You come here into the orgasm and you go back. And eventually what happens, the intensity of the light start even glowing more higher and higher. So for example, it is 10 watts right now. It will become 20, 30, 90, 200, right? So the intensity of this light will increase, and this is called the non-ejaculatory orgasm, the full body orgasm. Another example can be of a rubber band. See this rubber band, if I stress it very tight, like it will snap, right? This what happens during ejaculation. So you have strained your nervous system, you have gone into the point, you have ejaculated, and it's gone. In case of orgasm or a multi-orgasmic man, you can stress and relax, stress and relax. So you see this tension, the orgasmic feeling, the nice feeling will keep developing. It will not stop. Let me give you more example. Let's take the example of a pressure cooker. Now, when the pressure cooker is there with this whistle on, it helps to cook food. It can help to sustain the pressure. In the pressure, the food is cooked well. So that is called orgasm, right? The pressure is not released. It is there and it's cooking the food. But what happens if you just, take the pressure out or maybe just open the lid? The pressure is gone. The food cannot be cooked more, right? So this pressure building, the more the cooker is building the pressure, the more it can cook the food, rightly. And the opposite, so this is the orgasmic part, right? And ejaculation is like you just open the pressure cooker and it's gone. Another example can be of a straw, like you are sipping a juice. You are slowly sipping it. You're taking little by little. That is multi-orgasm. You are taking it, enjoying it, relaxing. But what happens if you just pour it like this and it's over? That is what happens in case of ejaculation. When I talk to many men who are multi-orgasmic, they describe this feeling as, they say, there is like a tingling sensation. Like one of my client, he said that he did not ejaculate outwards, but what happened is his whole body was tingling and vibrating for a certain amount of time, and there was no ejaculation. Some men might describe it as, like a spiritual experience, like you are one with the universe. So many men define it in different ways. So basically, it is like you're climbing a mountain, and the normal ejaculations for men is like just they climb little, for example, let's say 1,000 meters, and they come down. That's it. But in case of multi-orgasm, a multi-orgasmic man, he starts climbing higher and higher. For example, you're climbing a 10,000 feet high mountain, right? So what you do is you go a little, then you camp, eat your food, relax the night, and the next morning again you climb further. So in a way, you are increasing the altitude, you are going higher and higher, and also in between you are resting and relaxing. Now we are going to take different perspective of orgasm versus ejaculation. The first is the energetic perspective. Orgasm means it is an internal experience of intense pleasure and energy release, whereas ejaculation is considered an external discharge of semen which can deplete your vital energy. So we see one is internal process of we are feeling pleasure and the energy release is happening internally. It's more of an energetic experience. But ejaculation is a depletion of energy after you release that physical semen. Now the physical experience. Orgasm involve rhythmic contraction and a peak of pleasurable sensation. So it's those contraction that happens in a sexual activity. That is orgasm. But ejaculation involves the expulsion of semen from the penis, often following an orgasm, but not always. It can happen without an orgasm also. So there is a little difference. You see, the orgasm happen, then it is followed by ejaculation. So there is a very little difference between the two. Now, from the perspective of energy conservation, orgasm can be achieved without losing Jing. Jing is the sexual energy, thereby conserving vital life force. Whereas ejaculation result in the loss of Jing, which is sexual energy, which can lead to fatigue and decreased vitality. That's the reason after the ejaculation, the man wants to sleep. He wants to rest because there is a depletion of energy. He feels sleepy. Emotional impact. Orgasm can leave a man feeling energized and euphoric if managed correctly. So after the orgasm, even the man will feel empowered, not depleted, more and more energy, feeling good. Ejaculation often followed by refractory period where the desire and energy levels drop significantly. Sometimes men also feel a little low, sad and depressed after the ejaculation, and it happens more if there is too much of ejaculation in men. They have negative emotions. Frequency and health. Orgasm can be experienced frequently without adverse effect if ejaculation is controlled. There is nothing wrong in having more and more orgasm. It's good for your health. There is no problem. Even the masters say there's no problem with even pornography if you can keep having more and more deeper orgasm without the release of ejaculation. But in case of ejaculation, and if it's frequent ejaculation, it can lead to the depletion of Jing, which is the sexual energy, and lower overall energy levels. Spiritual practices. Orgasm is integrated when we can integrate that into the spiritual practices to circulate and elevate energy, which is chi or life force within the body. It can turn into a spiritual energy. Ejaculation often avoided or minimized in spiritual practices to maintain and cultivate energy. That's the reason it says in the spiritual practice earlier men were not allowed to have ejaculation. But orgasm is fine. Control and mastery. Orgasm. Through practices like sexual kung fu, men can learn to control orgasm without ejaculation. Ejaculation, typically less control is exerted and it happens reflexively during peak arousal. So in case of orgasm, you need to master your control over ejaculation. But in case of ejaculation, it just happens normally. There is no control required for ejaculation. In physical health, orgasm can contribute to prostate health by stimulating the gland without the energy loss. In ejaculation, regular but frequent ejaculation is also considered beneficial for the prostate health, but excessive ejaculation is not. Reproductive focus. Orgasm can be separated from the reproductive act, focusing on pleasure and energy. It's not related to reproductive act. Orgasm you can separate. But ejaculation, it is directly linked to reproduction as it involves the release of sperm. So the question is, if there is no intention to produce a baby, why to ejaculate? Sexual technique. Orgasm technique involves breath control, muscle contraction, mental focus to achieve non-ejaculatory orgasm. That is the training that is required for having non-ejaculatory orgasms. But ejaculation typically results from direct physical stimulus leading to the expulsion of semen. So there's no training required, or any no other techniques works with ejaculation. So ejaculation needs to be mastered through breath control, muscle contraction, mental focus, which is called sexual kung fu.